If you want to create an evening routine that serves you, then this video is for you. What's good? I'm Rob Cressy, and what I want to do is share with you a few tips that can help you create an evening routine that serves you, plus give you a few ideas of inspiration based on the things that I do every night as part of my evening routine. And let's start with this. Why is creating an evening routine important? Because the way that you end your day sets the tone how the next one will go. Also, it's a great opportunity for you to make tomorrow better today. And as high performers, we are intentional about all areas of our life, and that includes setting aside just a few minutes at the end of the day to prepare for tomorrow's success. So let's look at this in a few different buckets. Number one, preparing for tomorrow. Number two, reflection and vision. 3, winding down your day. 4, preparing for sleep. And then at the end, I'll address a few different challenges. So number one, planning for tomorrow. So in an evening routine, one of the things that can serve you is just understanding, hey, what do I have going on tomorrow? From your calls, your podcast, your content, your meetings, whatever it is. So I like to use a 10X planner and just get an idea of what is on my calendar for tomorrow. Number two, I like to write down my goals. I do it once in the morning, once again in the evening. Drip, drip, drip. That'll happen over 700 times over the course of a year. Then there's some very simple things that I call effortless effort that you can do without even thinking. So on the fitness side of things, I like to lay out my workout clothes the night before. Why? Because that's my first commitment and step towards being somebody who works out in the morning. The next thing, I fill my coffee maker the night before. That way, all I've got to do is push that button when my alarm goes off at 5 in the morning. And then the last thing, as part of my morning routine, I read every single morning. So I make sure in the evening that my book is right next to the couch. That way, boom, I can be ready and execute right out of the gate. Because planning for tomorrow as part of your evening routine isn't necessarily about productivity the way that we think about it in the morning or in the day. It's more about planning and making it easy for you to build momentum. Because one of the things of a part of an evening routine is that your energy is going to be different. So we want to understand that we're actually looking to shut things off, not actually keep on going. So the next thing is reflection and vision. And this is something where it really serves me to, number one, look at my wins for the day. There's a great book, The Gap and the Gain by Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan, where we have an opportunity to see the progress that we've made every single day by getting those little micro wins. Another thing, gratitude. What are you thankful for? So for me, I use my toothbrush as a trigger. And when I go and brush my teeth at night, I say 3 things that I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for my son. I'm thankful for the ability to create content. And I'm thankful that I live in Florida. Boom, nice and simple and easy. And then the last thing is all around my vision. Visualization is a big part of me as a high performer in manifesting and creating my dreams and my goals. So every single night I reread my vivid vision, or I also have a vision board on my phone. I look at some of those images. So look at yourself and say, all right, what do I want to do for reflection or vision? Number 3, and this is all around winding down for the day. And for many of us, we're wired for activity and action and go, go, go. Certainly in our morning routines, many of us have morning routines that we love that are impeccable. And the evening routine, I'm going to encourage you to not have the same energy for that, because we want to slow down and relax by design. So one thing that really serves me is having a time in which I put my phone down every single night. So for me, that time is 9 p.m. Once 9 hits, boom, my phone is done. No more looking at anything. Another thing that you can think about here is what you can do from a time side of things. Many people are challenged in the evening routine of, when in the world do I do this? Because we don't want to be planning the next day right before we go to bed. So I have an alarm on my Apple Watch that goes off at 7:45 that triggers me starting my evening routine. Because one of the things that you're going to want is for this to be light, easy, and fun for you. Once again, this isn't a productivity checkbox. Instead, this is something that you're intentional about, that serves you, that you legitimately want to do because of the benefits that it creates in your life. So you're going to want to say, all right, what does it look for me to wind down, to slow down? Because there is a lot of benefits in slowing down, because we don't want to be this high performance car that is just always redlining and go, go, go. Let's slow this thing down. Because number 4, what we want to do is prepare for sleep. I like to think about sleep as I schedule it like it's a meeting. It's a non-negotiable for me. So I'm scheduling between 7 and 8 hours every single day. So no matter when I go to bed, I just look and say, what's 7 or 8 hours from there? And boom, I'm just moving that slider to schedule sleep. And I know, once again, many of us have a hard time shutting off. So one thing that's really served me is just meditating for 5 minutes. I use the Peloton app. I've used Headspace in the past. And I'll do a calming meditation to really just slow myself down and try and not think as much. And of course, because I'm not on my phone or the TV's not on, it's a lot easier for me to create that serenity and that peace and that calmness just by being intentional about it. And those are just 4 simple things that you can do. But once again, I'm going to encourage you, make this light, make this easy, and make this fun. Something that you look forward to, not something that's a 2-hour morning or evening routine like our mornings might be, but instead something that you can execute very effortlessly. Maybe you say, you know what, I'm going to create this like it's a menu where you've got a list of 3, 5, 7, or 10 things that you could do in any given night, and you'll just pick and choose them based on what you would love to create for that evening routine. It's a great thing to do, nice and easy. And there's 2 main challenges that I've really seen in myself and so many others in creating an evening routine. Number 1, a lack of consistency, because it's very easy to not do this. And one of the quotes I say often is, it's comfortable to be comfortable. So for many people, let's say it's 8 o'clock and you're going to start watching some Netflix, which is totally fine. You're just winding down. And then it gets to 9 o'clock and you're like, oh, I don't know if I should watch another episode. And one of the mantras that goes through my mind is not stealing from tomorrow, today, as it relates to time. So if I'm going to be getting up early, then that means I'm going to want to go to bed on time so I can get my 7 to 8 hours. But if I decide to watch another hour of Netflix, then I'm stealing from tomorrow's time today. So one of the things to be intentional about is to recognize when you are stealing that time. Because remember, it's easy to not do, and sometimes the harder thing to do is just to turn off the TV and get to bed, or to start that evening routine, wind down there. And once again, this is why, from a consistency practice, I've designed in having that alarm go off on my Apple Watch at 7:45 to trigger that evening routine, nice and simple. And then once again, the energy of it. The energy in the morning is different than the energy in the evening. So my encouragement for you is not to judge yourself on your evening routine as I don't feel the same as my morning routine, because they're totally different energies. One of the things that I do is I reframe I am tired to I emptied the tank. Because when you've created or worked or been doing things all day, you look at the end of it, you're like, man, I'm just exhausted or I'm tired. I'm never going to say I am tired, because that's a self-limiting identity statement. Instead, reframe it to I emptied the tank, because you gave it your all, working and creating for 12 plus hours there. And because of this, you can now look at the energy of your evening routine as, yeah, I emptied the tank. What can I do to fill up that tank a little bit to prepare for tomorrow's success? Once again, I encourage you to create an evening routine that is light and easy and fun, that you design on your own. And an evening routine is by far the next level of success for the best in the world, because we understand that we're going to plan for tomorrow's success today. Would love to be a champion for you on your evening routine. If you have any thoughts or questions, feel free to hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn at Rob Cressy, or drop a comment below.